What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I want to talk to you about Faraday future tickers FFIE. I want to give you a good breakdown of the data points and go over what they are truly saying behind the scenes and from here where things might be going. So I'm going to go over all that. Make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with that, let's get right to it. So today it did close 2.41% in the green. It did have a fairly good high, so around 26.5 cents. And as far as right now, it is following this pivot to the R1. So it's kind of trading within this range. And technically, if you're going to compare Faraday to a lot of other growth stocks, it's actually, and surprisingly, doing fairly well. Because as of late, a lot of growth stocks, especially in the EV sector, are trading mostly in S2 to the S1, some good ones between the S1 and the pivot. So technically, like I said, Faraday is doing fairly good in reality. And some additional data points right now, stochastic is getting a little bit up there. There is a bullish sentiment behind the scenes, but like I said, it is getting up there, meaning a little bit more overbought. Most likely, you are going to see a little bit more of a retracement consolidation, which is still fairly healthy for the stock bigger picture, but that might be coming fairly soon. And as you can see, based on the momentum indicator, number of retail investors have been getting in. So of course, that's a fairly good sign. It is higher percentile of the boiling band as well. So generally speaking, the next big point to watch for is most likely around that 30.5 cents. That's the next big resistance, and vice versa around the 23-cent mark. That is the next big support. Keep in mind, this got updated around 2 days ago. So based on the Morningstar report, they do have the fair market value for Faraday at around 60 cents. So of course, you guys can interpret that how you guys see fit, because keep in mind, I am not a financial advisor. You guys do your own due diligence at the end of the day. So when it comes down to some additional information, starting off with, for instance, options activity today, a little bit on the low side today, but still very much oriented towards calls, meaning there is a lot of upside that is anticipated. So today there was around $6,200 in call premiums and around $1,600 in puts. So like I said, a little bit on the low end when it comes down to that. As far as big money getting in, there was only one transaction that did happen today, and it was a buy, a very good buy, well above the ask in fact. And you can tell that based on the bid and the ask at the time and the price actually went for, and it was $137,000 worth. So behind the scenes, that is fairly good. So I'll give you guys a quick overview, for instance, of what shorts did, because shorts have been a pain in Faraday's back for a while now. So short score is currently 64, utilization is 100%. And as far as what shorts did today, they increased 8.8 million shares. So fairly high. So 20.64% of the free float's being shorted, and that works out to be 184.72 million shares. Cost to borrow is going up a little bit, but still 9.55% is the average, so kind of neutral in that regard, as you can see based on these two kind of indicators right here. So the borrowed shares and returned shares, you do see a very big massive spike up that did happen throughout the day. So of course you do see a lot of shorts trying to suppress, for instance, a lot of the EV players and things like that. But keep in mind, over the last several days there's been a lot of squeeze plays that's been kind of coming down the pipeline, so it might be potentially coming to Faraday. Keep in mind, like I said, behind the scenes, the technicals are looking very much primed and ready for a fairly good breakout. But as I always say, these videos are strictly for entertainment purposes only. Some last updates that have been coming down the pipeline: it does look like Faraday Future appoints 𝗪𝗧𝗛𝗏 as the new head of finance operations. So definitely that's a pretty key role, especially at this stage in the game for Faraday. Based on his experience, he seems okay in reality, so we'll kind of have to watch to see how things turn out over the next several quarters. But generally speaking, I do feel that at least operations is fairly set, at least a good momentum right now. So currently the only thing you just have to watch for is starting to have vehicles roll off. And of course this was posted on their Reddit as well, so the Faraday one. This is a pretty sick looking vehicle, in all honesty. So definitely this is a pretty good thing. And once this does hit market, assuming they can really ramp up to a sufficient amount, I think this is going to do fairly well. So of course, if it can survive financially over the next several quarters, so at the tail end of, for instance, 2023, then Faraday is going to do fairly well, and its investors, especially those that did practice patience, because it's gone down quite a lot, and that's more of an understatement overall. But generally speaking, it does show a lot of good upside potential. So like I said at the very beginning, as far as where I see things going, the technicals are looking very optimistic. A lot of good momentum behind the scenes, especially now on the market. Seems to be a lot more optimistic right now as well. And for a third point as well, there is a lot of squeezing going on within the market. So I do feel that Faraday does have a very good likelihood of a continuation to go up higher. And if it can get over this 30.5 cent mark, then it can easily get over the 35. And then at that stage, it's just going to be a very beautiful domino effect and hopefully go very, very high. Then that's not technically even counting a short squeeze. So let me know you guys' thoughts on all that in the comments below. Give yourself a shadow if you have been buying, selling, holding, where you see things going. Give yourself a shadow in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And one final thing, even though Faraday's been going up sideways, wherever it's been going, take advantage of free things, and that is with Moomoo. Link in the description below and also the comments. Sign up for a free account. You get one free stock. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Moomoo does also offer free level 2 trading and $0 commission. So kind of a win-win. Just sign up, take advantage of that one free stock. Let me know in the comments below what stock you do get. And without further ado, I appreciate you guys watching, and let's all make a shit ton of money on Faraday.